What's up, guys? I'm Code Gray. Welcome to the channel. Today we are talking about riding angry. All right, before we get into today's topic, I just want to say it's 70 degrees and it is so nice to get out here on the road, not have a dozen layers on. Actually got my summer gloves on, which is nice. It's just nice to be out here and not be freezing. It's nice. All right, so riding angry. Well, let me say that this video is basically, it's kind of be more directed at newer riders. I mean, yeah, it'll be a good refresher for seasoned riders as well, but I just kind of wanted to bring this subject up to give some newer riders something to think about before they jump on the bike. Looking pretty good that way. Come on, dude. Come on, man. What are you doing? Are you turning? Got a turn signal? Dude, what the f, man? Turn signal. See that right there? That's something that can make you angry. Not using your turn signals, you see, because where I live, this place is famous for people who don't know how to use turn signals. It's irritating. Alright, so should you be riding angry? Well, obviously, the short answer is no, you should be riding angry. But sometimes we just can't help it. You're out on your bike, certain situations arise, something ticks you off, and you got no choice but to leave. Or you had a crappy night at work and something happens at the last minute of the day and you happen to commute to work and you got to ride home angry. So you see, the main problem is with getting on the bike and you're already angry. The problem is that you are going to ride more aggressively. And little things that may irritate you are just going to add to the anger. And then you're going to ride even more aggressively. Someone's going to cut you off that we already know is going to happen, because it happens to us riders all the time. I mean, all the time. People doing dumb stuff. And once you're ticked, well, that's it. You are probably going to react in a not so very intelligent way, to put it nicely. So what do I mean? Well, I mean, you're probably going to do something like ride up next to that car, flip that person off, start yelling at them, very aggressive gestures. You're going to do something. And here's the thing, when you decide to get aggressive with a driver's in a car. And in a battle between a motorcycle and a car, the car is always going to win, 100% of the time. Just due to the mass, the weight, the protection. All they got to do is bump right into you and that's it. Or they can pull in front of you, slam the brakes, and make it look like it's your fault. There are many, many scenarios to where getting aggressive with a car is just a really bad idea. And like I said, you're just not going to win. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking you're on a motorcycle. A car isn't going to keep up with you. This is true. Especially if you're on a bike like mine. You know, the only thing on the road that's going to be keeping up with me is a Lamborghini or Ferrari or whatever. Okay, right? So, can I get away? Yes, I definitely can outrun your average vehicle. But therein lies another problem, you see, is that at the speeds that I would have to go to, at the speeds that I would have to ride at to get away from that car, maybe speeds that I am not used to riding in. It's out of my, well outside of my riding ability. You know, am I going to have to start lane splitting cars? I live in Ohio. I have never lane splitted a car. It's illegal here. So that's something I've never done, but then I'm going to have to do it at very high speeds. Also, another point, I live in Ohio. Everything's straight. What if I come up upon a twisty road that I need to escape on? And I'm going to have to go on that twisty road at a high rate of speed. Chances are that road will be above my abilities as a rider. So even though, yes, I can outrun that car, I'm going to be outrunning my abilities, and I'll end up crashing just due to lack of experience. Honestly, I could really say the only place where you could probably outrun a car safely, and not outrun your abilities as a rider, is probably in the city, just because of your advantage of being able to get around traffic at fairly slower speeds, and the car after you has no place to go. That's probably about it. But like on a highway, back roads, yeah, it's a really bad idea, guys. Your best bet, if you can, your best bet to stop any of this from happening would be to just pull over somewhere, cool off for a minute. If it's after work, depending on where you work, stop at a McDonald's, some kind of restaurant, something. Just cool down for a little bit before you get out on the road. Especially if you get out on a big freeway where there's no place to pull over or escape. Try to do it before you get on that type of road. Perry Cemetery. Yeah, that's where you'll end up getting in battles with cars. Right there. Okay, so we're not going to end this video on a grim note. Let's end it on a weird note. This subject isn't long enough to make a vlog about. Just a quick question mainly. Okay, the question is, do you guys talk to your bikes? Now there's a word for that where you treat inanimate objects and give them a personality, treat them as real. And for the life of me, that word has left my brain at this moment. I'll pop it up right here if I can remember to look it up when I get home. Anyway, do you guys talk to your bikes? Well, I do. I don't have full-on conversations with my bike, don't get me wrong, but I tend to talk to her from time to time. Before I get out on the bike, go for a ride, I may say something like, all right, girl, you and me, let's keep it safe. Something weird like that. Or, I think one of the things I tend to do most is if I intend to go for a ride and the weather ends up turning bad on me, I'll go out as I'm putting the cover back on her. I'll be like, sorry, girl. Didn't mean to get your hopes up. Maybe next time. Yeah, it's weird, I know, but I can't be the only one. Leave in the comments, let me know. You talk to your bike? Or you want to talk about the first subject, riding angry? If you got tips for new riders yourself, throw them in the comments. And why I'm waving at him. I don't know why I'm waving at a sheriff. That was stupid. Yeah, anyway. Put your tips or ideas in the comments. Might help someone out. Alright, guys. I'm going to wrap this one up. I'm Code Gray. I'll catch you guys in the next one.